Hey friends, welcome back to Funko Friday. This is episode 16, and today I wanted to take a look at The Batman. No, not the Robert Pattinson movie, which is excellent. We're not talking about that today. Um, this is Michael Keaton's Batman from the Flash movie, which I was pleasantly surprised ended up being a fantastic film. It's not perfect, but it is pretty awesome. Unfortunately, it did really bad at the box office, which, well, it was meant to be the end of the DCU, but you know what? It is what it is. This is from the Pop Movies line. This is from The Flash, of course. This is Pop number 1342, and this is the standard version of Keaton's Batman. This is the older version of him, so this is the all. It's hard to explain, but he comes back. It is still the same Tim Burton version, except he is older. So yeah, he's got the Batman down there. Very cool image of him. Standard, packaging. There's the side. There's the other side with the bright yellow, which is really cool. There's the top right there. And there's the bottom. And here's the back, which shows off the rest of the characters. You can see Barry Allen, the Flash, or Ezra Miller's Flash there. There's Wonder Woman. There's General Zod. There's the second Barry Allen. There's the other Barry Allen. There's a lot of Barry Allens. There's the Dark Flash. There's Supergirl, which I was pretty tempted to get her, because she did a great job. Or she was pretty awesome in the film. There's Iris West. There's Ben Affleck's Batman. And then there is Keaton's Batman, which is down there. It's one we're taking a look at today. And yeah, that's the box. Not that interesting, but I think it's cool. I like the yellow, the bright yellow. It works really well to me. I do have a pop in the background. That is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. There's a reason I brought him out. But here is Michael Keaton's Batman. And the first thing you may notice is he is in an action pose. Some pops are just standing there, which I think is kind of lame. I mean, it just depends on who it is. But to have Keaton's Batman be in a fighting pose is very fitting in this version, because he gets into a lot of action in this film, which is great to see. And if you're wondering, yes, Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman, although I do have several favorite Batmen. Robert Pattinson did an excellent job. Christian Bale is great. But Val Kilmer is fantastic. So there's just some other ones I think are great too. But Michael Keaton, he was like the first Batman I saw as a kid. Like I came to be a fan of Batman from the movies, not the comics. So it's one of those cases where I don't really care if it's accurate to the comics. I mean, I've read some Batman comics, not many, but I'm more of a movie guy, so yeah, this is definitely my favorite version. For many reasons. I think the suit, the way Michael Keaton acted as Bruce Wayne and the Batman, like it's different. He has like this unique style. He's more of a recluse as Bruce and more of a physical fighter as Batman. And like the way Tim Burton directed both of the movies, and it carried over into The Flash. It was the same. He was the same character, just older, which I think is what these studios need to do. They need to bring these actors back. They need to have them just fall back into place, I guess. It was the same with Tobey when he came back for No Way Home. He was the exact same as I remembered him, just older, which that's what you want, right? So here he is. He has no stand. He actually doesn't need a stand, because he stands really well, because he is like, his feet are like in an battle position. And I love the way that they captured his eyeliner. I know, an odd detail, but Keaton's Batman always wears eyeliner when he's in the mask. And so here, I guess they couldn't really do his eyes. They couldn't have his eyes be dark, like black eyes, like most Funko Pops have. So they made his eyes white. Instead, they put the gray eyeliner around his eye holes, which is so cool. That's so nice. He's got the mask, or the nose, and he's got the ears. I will say, I feel like the ears are a tiny bit too short. They should be a little bit taller, pointier. but it's fine. There are other Michael Keaton Batman pops, like there's a few other ones, but this is one from The Flash, and I wanted this one specifically because this is his comeback look. It's like him being brought back, like his legacy appearance. And the suit is different. The suit is different from Batman and in Batman Returns. I think the main aesthetic is still Batman Returns, except it is much more armored. It's more of a physical looking suit. It's less restrictive than the uh, previous films. So he's not going to be in the Flash. It is a little bit different. He's not just turning his whole body. He is turning his head a little bit more. It's less limiting, so it's not as silly. Okay. Um, I love these. Got his hands into fists though. That's so good. Like he's about to punch someone in the face, which, to be fair, Michael Keaton's Batman punches a lot of people in the faces in these movies. So, well, in specifically the Burton movies, but he really, yeah, he's a Batman that kills people. Oof. Yeah, he actually kills people. You could argue that's not a Batman thing to do, but you know what? It's Tim Burton. Let's just move on. It's just a thing. And yes, he does kill people as in the Flash, okay? But it's not like you get used to it, okay? If you're a fan of his Batman, you're used to it by this point. Anyway, here is the suit up close. You can see the Batman Returns logo and the yellow. You can see his belt has changed a little bit. He's got more light gray, more gadgets in there. Much more of an armored look. This reminds me of the Dark Knight suit, which is not a bad thing at all. That movie's awesome. But it's a little bit different. I just think it looks much cooler. Like, he's much more protected in this version because he's had all these years to, like, update his suit. And so it's not as rubbery looking. It's much more armored. It's more protective. So he'll protect him more. Anyway, I like the gauntlets. It's very cool. Again, reminds me of the Dark Knight, kind of a little bit, which is nice. I mean, it's kind of good. And I like the boots. I like all the different armored plating. You know, he's got some of the rubber elements, like from the 1989. It's some of the rubbery texture is still there, but it's not as much of it. And this is not a bobblehead, unlike Spidey back there. This is a vinyl character, so you can move his head around. You can have him, because this Batman is like in a fighting pose. You can actually get a lot of different looks from him, which is awesome. And the fact that he's like 70 and he's still fighting is amazing. So that's great. Also, I love the cape. The cape is fantastic. It is a hard plastic, but it's molded in a way so it's like moving with him, and it's so good. It looks exactly like the Burton suit cape. It's so nice. To be honest, compared to Spider-Man back there, the Batman's not that he's not that detailed. Like compared to Spider-Man's outfit, which is more bright colored, his is just black, which is fair because that's basically all Batman. They're all black suited, but you can tell this one's the Burton look, the Keaton Batman. And I like that they gave him the open mouth. Well, I do think maybe they could have given him the Keaton lips, but maybe it would have. I think maybe they tried it and it looked terrible. Maybe. I mean, some Funko Pops have mouths, not many of them, just because of the design of the Funko design, if that makes sense. Like, the Funko brand, like the look of them, it's kind of carried over. But it looks fantastic nevertheless. You got some more details for his mask, kind of cool. And yeah, I mean, that's the Keaton Batman. It's just awesome. And I wanted this version because he was like in an action pose, like he's ready to fight, which is so good because he's always ready to kick someone. So yeah, I love this figure. It's so good. I'm glad I waited to get the Michael Keaton Batman from the Flash because I think it's like probably the best looking version of him, because he's in an action pose and he looks very accurate. and the detail is amazing. Um, Especially with the cape. I really like the cape. And the fact that he can stand on his own without a stand is also very good. But let's compare him to that pop back there, which is the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Of course, this is Tobey Maguire's version. And I'm glad to have both of these together. Like, these movies are not connected, but in my mind they are, because I watched these movies countless times, and this is my favorite version of Batman, this is my favorite version of Spider-Man. So, having them together is just so iconic to me, even though they are different, but you know what? It's the same, it's the thought, right? So, the fact that they even made these figures to begin with is incredible. So, yeah, very different. Spidey's on a stand, so he's taller, but I think they're both excellent. And these are two of my favorite pops ever. Like, just the way they designed them. The designers are clearly fans of the films because they really got the details, like, perfect. Other than the ears, I feel like the ears could have been a tiny bit taller, but that's like the biggest nitpick I could ever say. So, love the fact that they put in the eyeliner and they gave him the Batman Returns logo. I don't think there's any like paint splatters other than on the very top of the logo there. You can see a little bit of yellow bleeding through, but other than that, this is a perfect pop. So freaking good. They did a great job with this one. Very impressed with this one. In fact, all of the Flash Funko Pops are amazing. But I think this one is probably the best just because it's the most iconic. There is some nostalgia, and it is really well done. So let me know what you think of this pop of Michael Keaton as the Batman. There are different versions. There's like a glittery one. There's one with him battle damage. There's one without the mask. So there's other versions as well. And there's also ones from the Burton films if you want like specifically one from there. But that's it for this episode. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Uh, I will have a new episode for you very soon. Until then, stay tuned and have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your support, and I'll see you later. Take care.